Hello, English learners. Welcome back to the English Insight Podcast, your calm and friendly place to learn natural English through real conversations. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Sarah. We're really happy you're spending a few minutes with us today. If you're listening while walking, resting, or drinking tea, that's perfect.
Here, we don't rush. We don't use difficult academic language. We focus on English you can actually use at work, with colleagues, in meetings, and in real life.
And just like always, this episode works for B1 learners, but it's also helpful for higher levels because we focus on pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. So don't worry if you miss a word. Just listen, breathe, and follow along.
Think of this like sitting in an office break room. Two coworkers are talking near you, and you're quietly learning from their conversation.
And remember, you can use this episode for shadowing. Pause the audio, repeat after us, copy the tone, copy the feeling, not just the words.
At the end, we'll revisit some useful expressions slowly so they really stay in your mind. We want this English to become part of you.
So Daniel, what are we talking about today?
Today, we're discussing something many learners experience but don't always know how to talk about in English. A difficult project at work.
Ah, yes. Deadlines, challenges, misunderstandings, and lots of problem solving.
Exactly. And through this conversation, you'll learn how to explain problems, suggest solutions, and talk professionally, but still naturally.
So if you've ever wanted to say things like, "I'm feeling overwhelmed. We need a better plan. Let's solve this step by step," you're in the right place.
Before we begin, take a moment to like this episode, follow the podcast, share it with a friend, and leave a comment. That support helps us continue creating calm, useful English for you.
All right, let's step into today's situation. You and I are colleagues, working on the same project, and things are not going smoothly.
So, Sarah, can we talk about the Henderson project for a minute? I feel like we've hit a few problems.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. The timeline is tighter than we expected, and some parts are still unclear.
Exactly. And I think the biggest issue right now is communication. We're getting different instructions from different people.
That's true. Yesterday, I started working on the design changes, and then this morning, I heard we might change direction again.
That makes it really hard to focus. You spend hours working on something, and then suddenly it's no longer needed.
Yes, and that can feel discouraging. But I think we can fix this if we organize things better.
Okay, what do you suggest?
Maybe we should request one clear point of contact, one person who gives final decisions, so we're not confused.
That would help a lot. Right now, it feels like we're trying to follow 5 maps at the same time.
Exactly. And here's a useful phrase for our listeners. We need clearer direction. That's something you can say politely in a meeting.
Or you can say, I'd like to confirm the priorities. Very professional, very natural.
You know, difficult projects aren't always bad. Sometimes they force us to communicate better and plan better.
That's a good way to look at it. Challenges can actually improve teamwork if we handle them well.
Let's slow this down and look at what we can control. When a project feels overwhelming, I like to break it into small steps. First, understand the goal. Second, list the tasks. Third, decide who does what. Simple structure can reduce a lot of stress.
That's actually a great strategy. Sometimes we try to solve everything at once, and that makes the problem feel bigger than it really is.
Exactly. And for our listeners, here's a good sentence to practice for shadowing. Let's take this one step at a time. Repeat it again. Let's take this one step at a time.
Yes, say it with a relaxed voice. Don't rush. One step at a time. This kind of rhythm makes your English sound more natural.
Another useful phrase when work feels difficult is, "I need to clarify something before we continue." That shows professionalism, not confusion.
You know, Many people think good English means using complicated vocabulary, but in real workplaces, clear and calm communication is much more important.
Yes, no one says fancy sentences when a deadline is close. They say things like, "Are we aligned? What's the priority? Can we adjust the timeline?" These are real-life phrases.
Let's imagine we're in a meeting now. I'll explain the problem, and you respond with a solution. This is great practice for listeners, too.
Okay, let's do it.
We're currently behind schedule, and some deliverables are still incomplete. I think we need to reassess our workflow.
Thanks for pointing that out. Why don't we review the timeline together and identify what can realistically be finished this week?
That sounds practical. We may also need to redistribute a few tasks so no one is overloaded.
Good idea. And maybe we should schedule short daily check-ins, just 10 minutes, to stay aligned.
Perfect. That kind of communication prevents small problems from becoming big problems later.
All right, listeners, let's pause for a shadowing moment. Repeat after me. We're making progress. We're solving this together. We have a clear next step.
Again, but this time, focus on breathing. Don't push the words. Let them flow. We have a clear next step.
You know, Daniel, difficult projects often teach us patience. They remind us that good results take time, discussion, and sometimes mistakes.
That's true. And they also teach confidence. When you successfully finish a hard project, you trust yourself more the next time.
And that's the same with learning English. Every confusing conversation, every moment you don't understand, is part of your progress.
So, if today's episode felt challenging at moments, good. That means you're growing.
Keep listening, keep repeating, keep practicing. Fluency isn't built in one perfect day. It's built in many small, imperfect ones.
Thanks for spending this time with us at the English Insight Podcast. We're glad you were here, learning naturally, step by step.
We'll see you next time. Until then, keep practicing and keep speaking with confidence.